Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. So, today we are doing a recap and a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 7, titled Don't Call It a Comeback. Mama said, knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Hey, LL Cool J. That's where they got this title from. So, let's start off this review and the recap. So we start off with Melody and Stormi meeting. So we see Melody's taking some pictures. She's doing a photo shoot for her product. And she says she wants Stormi to come over and just give her some tips since Stormi is the marketing guru. You know, Stormi has $1 billion business that she's running, and Melody recently started her business about a year now. So she's growing and trying to get to that status. So she's calling Stormi over to get some tips from her. And while Stormi's there, they're going to talk about, what's been going on since the event at Madani. So Stormi let her know that she met with Destiny, and they did talk about everything that happened. And Stormi feels that she's in a good place with Destiny, but she wouldn't call her a friend right now. And, Melody was happy with that because, Melody did tell the ladies that she don't understand where their beef is coming from. So it was good to see that Stormi and Destiny are in a good place. She also told Melody that she met with Tiffany as well. And Tiffany was, in a nutshell, telling Stormi that Destiny feels that Melody started everything at Madani. We already discussed that in the last review. No reason to rehash it right now. So Melody tells Stormi that they're going to meet up. The original 6 are going to meet up to discuss what happened and see how they can move forward. And Stormi wished her well with the meeting. And so on. So that was it regarding Melody and Stormi's meeting. Then we have Tiffany and Lewis. We see Tiffany at work. We're just getting to know a little bit better about what she does for a living. So we find out that she has a company called Accolade, I believe it's called. And she works with a group who does clinical trials or clinical research and clinical trials. And she's doing a Zoom call with the owner of an eyewear company. And they're discussing about how they could get together and, see how we could get, or Tiffany could get her company to do clinical trials in Mississippi, I'm guessing, whatever. But it seemed to be a good meeting. So then we see Lewis come, and then she was like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. I just literally got a text less than 3 minutes ago. And they're confirming her appointment to see the doctor for her to either replace her IUD or to take it out for a while. So she's having a conversation with Lewis, and she finally got him to agree to her taking out the IUD and leaving it out for 6 months. And whatever, to see whatever happens. If she does get pregnant, yes. If not, then she's going to put it back in. But I have a feeling Tiffany's not going to put that back in right away, because she's been telling Lewis that we all know how she feels about wanting another child. So I think she's going to leave it out longer. But that was her discussion with Lewis. He's looking forward to the process of trying. But I don't think Lewis is really ready for another kid. And I think he's being forced into it by Tiffany. And hopefully, Tiffany will get what she wants, because she really wants one. She says she's feeling the empty nest syndrome already, being that the boys are growing up and getting ready to leave home. So yeah, she's looking forward to having another baby. So that was the meeting with Tiffany and Lewis. Now we having the rest of the episode was with the couples. We see them getting ready to go and meet up and have dinner or lunch or whatever it was. We see Maurice and Kimmy getting ready. She's helping him get ready. They get in the car. Then we see Latisha and Marsau in the car. While they're in the car, they're just discussing, how is it gonna be. Marsau said he's just looking forward to having a nice meal. Tisha's like, I'm just here looking cute and I want to drink. But we all know that's not going to happen, because the meeting is basically about her mom's behavior. So Tisha said, you know what, let me just call my mom and have a quick conversation with her since I'm not quite sure what happened. So she gets on the phone and Miss Wanda is telling her how it came that, they ended up having the argument at Madani. And while Latisha is talking to her, it might have been editing or whatever, but it seemed like Marsau was rushing her off the phone. So they're the first ones to get there. Now they're at the table, and before they even get there, we see, they're going back and forth between the couples. And Melody, after she's ready and she's in the car, she calls Martell just to check on him to see where he is and how they're gonna handle the meeting. And he's trying to get a feel of, how she wants to be with the company, with the couples going forward. And she basically tell him, listen, I just want everything solved. I could be cordial with them and all, but I just want to get through this and discuss it. So now we're back at the restaurant. We have Marsau and Latisha arriving first. And Latisha takes the opportunity to talk to Marsau about his behavior towards her at Madani outside. She's like, the exchange between us, I didn't like it. This is the first time I've ever seen you that angry and gone to that distance with your temper. And she's like, I didn't like it, and I didn't like the way you talked to me. And again, he explained to her the reason why he had to go to that level. And basically said, Latisha, you know me, but you don't know me to that extent. Yeah, we've been married for so long, but baby, I'm a dangerous man. I'm like, okay, Marsau. All right, you're a dangerous man. So now we see Maurice and Kimmy arrive. They compliment each other, give each other hugs, joke around with each other a little bit. And then they say they feel like they're sitting there waiting for the principal. Like they're back at high school, you're in the principal's office waiting to find out exactly what do you know about me? What trouble did I get in that I don't know about? Or how much do you know? Something to that effect. So they talk for a little bit, and then soon after that we see Martell and Melody arrive. They're walking together. I'm guessing they waited in the parking lot for each other or whatever. But they're walking together. Martell pulls out Melody's chair, and Maurice found that to be very endearing. So he's like, yeah, this reminds me of back in the days, whatever. It's like, don't push it to that level. So, they sit down, they do their small talk, they hug or whatever, and then they sit down, do the small talk or whatever. And then Martell started the meeting, and he was just saying stuff, the reason why we came together or whatever. So Tisha says, start the meeting. Then Martell blurts out, your mama need to go. I don't know why I found that hilarious. The way he said it just came right out. Your mama need to go. And then Tisha, of course, still keeping her composure. It's like, so why do you feel that way? So they get into the discussion, the whole gist of the conversation. They went back and forth as far as what Miss Wanda said. The fact that they had an altercation last year at some point when Miss Wanda made the comment about the girls. And Martell, confronted her, and they figured they were done. They were squashed. But now here she comes again with here she comes again talking about the kids again. And Martell was hoping that Melody would have taken care of it. I remember when Melody went to pick up the kids and she told him about it, he put it back in her lap. And then here it is, it's back in his lap. So she's like, yeah, we're going to deal with this together. These are our kids. I'm not going to allow you to put this all on me. So Martell basically told Tisha, your mama is out of pocket. We go back and forth on social media. Let it be just between us. No need to bring in the kids. So then after she listened to Martell, she's trying to defend her mom. She's like, I guess my mom was trying to defend me. But then she's responding off of something that you said on social media, and she said, and they said, and he said, and who said? So at one point I was like, oh my God, this is so draining. Can we just move on and get to the solution already? So in a nutshell, they went back and forth. We see where Marsau said he agreed with Mel's actions. Maurice said to Mel, how would you have handled this differently? Is there another way that you could have handled it? Why you didn't call her on the phone? Because on the phone, You can't put hands in each other's face or whatever. And Melody said, no, I would have handled it the same way. And Marsau agreed with Mel's action. And I'm like, you're sitting right there next to your wife. And you're telling her in front of your wife that, yes, I agree with what you did. I'm like, Marsau, you could have did that in, not in secret, but in the privacy of your own home. When you come out with your wife, you're supposed to be a united front. But I guess because it's Miss Wanda, and Miss Wanda needs to be curbed, for lack of a better word. We're not going to say check. Miss Wanda don't need to be checked, but they feel that they need to reel her in a little bit because she's gone out on a limb and she's out there going after anybody who she thinks is a threat to her daughter. But because he feels that she needs to be curbed, he's going to say that in front of the group to Tisha. And I don't think that was cool at all. Like I said, you're supposed to be a united front with your husband when you're in public, but when you're in private, then you let her know, like, listen, that ain't right. Check your mama, whatever. And I know he said that to her a number of times before, but I guess now he feels that it will be more of an impact if he does it in public in front of everyone. So they went back and forth with the conversation. They actually had a dialogue. There was no screaming, no yelling. They reminisced about back in the days. They talk about how they had respect for each other. They've never put their hands on each other. It's never got to this point where they got up in each other's face like this. Maurice made the point that, it seemed like it's a tit-for-tat situation, and to see which blow could land the hardest and the lowest, and to see what could hurt. But in a nutshell, they said, listen, going forward, we're going to be respectful to each other. We're not going to take our fights to social media, and whatever disagreement we have to handle it differently. And not just us, our significant other, or people who are close to us. We're not going to allow them to go out on social media and make a spectacle of us. But then soon after the filming of this, because I realized that this was filmed like in June, we had it where we had Martell going at Melody on social media, and she ignored it. She ignored it for 2 to 3 days until she couldn't do it anymore, and then she had to let it go and come back at him. But the same person who said, which was Martell, who said at the meeting, okay, let's agree to not go at each other on social media, he's the one who started coming for Melody on social media within weeks of them filming this episode. So contradict your words. Yeah. You say one thing and do another. That's Martell. So that was the basic gist of the meeting. They came together, they talked, they made an agreement, and then some people from the group went out on social media and just did the same thing that they said they weren't going to do. But since then, I must say that Martell has not done anything else on social media to attack. Not what attack is the word I want to use. Let's just say come at his ex-wife. So I have to kind of commend him on that. You got to give a little bits and pieces and reward him as best you can. But he's trying hard and he seems to be doing well. So kudos to you, Martell, on that front. So that was the gist of the meeting. They left hugging each other, saying that if we see each other in public spaces, we could be cordial to each other, we could compliment each other and have a good conversation, and so on and so forth. So again, another great episode based on what happened last week. This was a great recovery. I mean, based on all the previous episodes 1 through 5, which I was loving. And then last week was one that was out of pocket, as people would say, and now they're reeling it back in and getting back to the point of discussion. So it was really good to see all of them sit down and have a great talk. No yelling, no screaming or anything like that. No name calling or anything like that. So it was really good to see. So this was another good episode overall, in my opinion. So I was happy to see that. So that is it for this recap and the review. Seems like the original 6, as they call themselves, they're back on track, and let's see where the rest of the season takes us with this show. So again, like I said, that is my recap and my review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 7, titled Don't Call It a Comeback. Until next time, guys, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.